What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, another album ranking. This time, we are doing Metallica, finally! I adore Metallica. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. Much like pretty much every band that I've been doing ranked videos for now. And it's just... you can't really go wrong with Metallica, you know? I think they're one of those bands that... you know, they're the most popular for a reason. That reason is pretty good. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. We have got 10 albums to talk about here. At least I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So, again, got Spotify booted up just so I remember the track listing. And here we go. This video is probably going to be full of hot takes, which is fine, honestly. Kill 'Em All, the very first album. Ooh, boy. I don't love this one. I think it's good, don't get me wrong. But I could probably never listen to Seek and Destroy ever again, and I'd probably be alright with it. I'm just going to say that. Now, some of the other songs on this album, like The Four Horsemen, Motor Breath, Jump in the Fire, Whiplash, No Remorse, great songs. But then you kind of got some lesser kind of songs that I'm not really into, like Metal Militia. Hit the Lights is alright, I guess. Phantom Lord, I don't really remember Phantom Lord, I might have to re-listen to that one. And of course, Anesthesia Pulling Teeth is a great Cliff Burton bass solo. So yeah, all around just a pretty strong debut, and I mean, it's the one Dave Mustaine played on, so if that means anything to you, well, there you go, I guess. Pretty legendary album. And now we've got Ride Lightning. Now this is where this gets interesting, because we're already talking about my favorite one. Ride the Lightning is my favorite Metallica album. And it's just... I love almost every song about this album. The problem is that Escape exists. Escape is not a terrible song by any means, but you can tell it was just kind of meant to be a filler, just kind of whatever song. And, but yeah, Fight Fire with Fire, the title track, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Creeping Death, any Fade to Black, any album that has Creeping Death and For Whom the Bell Tolls on it, just immediate, just, yeah, S tier, no matter fucking what. Shit. There we go. Ride the Lightning. Best Metallica album ever, in my opinion. So, how do they live up to that? Well, they really don't. This is another hot take coming from me, but I love Master of Puppets. Don't get me wrong. I think Master of Puppets is an amazing album. But I don't love it as much as a lot of other people. I still think it's good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really good. But, I don't know. But then again, I'm looking at this track list again, and I'm like, this album fucking goes hard. You know, Battery, obviously the title track. The Thing That Should Not Be is really, really cool. Sanitarium is great. Orion, probably the best it is the best instrumental song they've ever done. And part of that is just because Cliff Burton was a fucking genius on the bass. But yeah, Master Puppets, great album, but not the best IMO. Now we get to And Justice for All. I think And Justice for All is really great. Yes, I understand there's no bass on this album, but that doesn't impact how I feel about it, because the songs are so good. This is when they kind of start to get a little bit more longer, a little bit more progressive, and I think that's wonderful. Blackened, the title track, One, Harvester of Sorrow, Dyer's Eve, all great songs. Short Straw is good, Freight and Insanity, Harvester of Sorrow is great, I don't know if I mentioned that one. Eye of the Beholder is really cool song too, I really like that one. To Live Is Die, another great instrumental song. Yeah, I love And Justice for All. I mean, it's partly because it's the first Not just first Metallica album I've ever listened to, but the first album in general I ever listened to, like the whole way through. So I will always adore And Justice for All for that. So it's going in the S tier. And you know what, while we're at it, so is the Black Album. Because fuck you, that's why. No, I'm just kidding. Black Album is just... I mean, it's one of the biggest metal albums of all time. And not just because it's catchy. It's genuinely a great album. I always talk about how, to my friends and stuff like that, how Enter Sandman is so overplayed and how I could go without hearing it ever again. But then every time it comes on, and every time I watch a video of them playing it live, I'm just get hyped every single time. Because it's just that good. Saboteur is great too. Unforgiven. I've really come around to the Unforgiven. I used to kind of dump on it, and so Nothing Else Matters. I used to be like, oh, I don't really like this, but I've come around to it recently. I'm like, these songs are fucking awesome. Wherever May Roam, Don't Tread on Me, Through the Never, Of Wolf and Man, The God That Failed. Again, any album that has The God That Failed. Struggle Within, My Friend to Misery. Yeah, this album. Yeah, even the worst song on the album, which in my opinion is Holier Than Thou, is still pretty good. So, yeah, I feel like I'm justified in putting it in an S tier here. I do not care. Load. This is where we get even more into hot take territory, because I don't despise this album. I definitely think it's way too long. There's definitely too many songs on it. But the good songs on it are really, really good, I will say. Songs like Ain't My Bitch. I really like 2x4. The House That Jack Built is an interesting song, but it's pretty neat. There's not really many other Metallica songs that sound quite like it. Until It Sleeps, they go into like a 4-track fucking just banger after banger with Until It Sleeps, King Nothing, Hero of the Day, and Bleeding Me. All those songs are great. But yeah, Thorn Within is pretty underrated too. I like Wasting My Hate. The Outlaw Torn is an awesome outro, or at least a closing track, because it's almost 10 minutes long, so it's not really an outro, but yeah, you know what I say, you know what I mean. So I think we're justified at putting Load in the B tier. Again, not as great as the first 5 albums, but I mean, you kind of could already guess that. And Reload, I'm gonna say Reload's my least favorite Metallica album. It's funny how we go from an album that actually kind of like into an album I'm not really a huge fan of. I still think it's a decent album. I think there's good songs on it, but just basically after the first 4 songs, which are Fuel, The Memory Remains, Devil's Dance, and The Unforgiven 2, it's just kind of I could take it or leave it. Like, I'm not really super into any of these songs, honestly. Fixer's okay, but why are there 3 X's? I don't get that. But yeah, I think we're gonna put this in the C tier. Reload's just an album I could just take or leave it in general. I'm not really too thrilled about it. But I don't think it's as bad as, like a D tier or anything like that. Here comes the I don't hate Saint Anger. And how I don't, it's not like I'm not gonna claim that I'm, oh, I'm so cool and different because I don't completely despise Saint Anger and everything associated with this album. No, I'm not saying that, because I feel like liking Saint Anger is not as much of a hot take as it really is. But I will say, here's what I think could make it a lot better. Besides, well, I mean, yeah, obviously fixing the snare drum. Duh. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that the snare sounds like shit. I mean, you could probably mix and master the album a little bit better, but I mean, Metallica has never really had the best production. Closest they got to really great production was the Black Album. But yeah, and of course, these songs are way too long. Even the shorter songs still feel way overblown. And just, yeah. If a song that is turned into a radio edit that cuts out like half of the song's length, does it really need to be that long in the first place? I'm looking at you, some kind of monster. So yeah, I'm also gonna put Say Anger in the C tier. Actually, you know what? I like more songs on Saint. There are more songs that I like on Saint Anger than I do Reload. So we're gonna put Reload in D tier. I think this is fair. And then we get Death Magnetic, which I loved this album when I first heard it, but now I'm kind of lukewarm on it. I think it's good. Don't get me wrong. I think there are good songs on it, but it's fine. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. You know, The Day That Never Comes is easily the best song on the whole album, hence why it has the most streams. All Nightmare, on Spotify at least, All Nightmare Long is pretty cool too. My Apocalypse is pretty nice. Unforgiven 3, Cyanide, that one's cool. I like That Was Just Your Life. End of the Line's fine. Yeah, Death Magnetic's a decent album. I don't love it, I don't hate it. We're gonna put it in B tier. And now we got Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Now, I really like Hardwired to Self-Destruct. I loved it when it first came out, and I still like it now. I'm still not sure why they split it into 2 discs for the CD, because you could fit all the songs on one CD. I mean, literally, Load is longer than Hardwired, but all these songs are great. Well, not all of them, because there are songs like Man Unkind, Here Comes Revenge, Am I Savage. Those are really the 3 songs that I'm kind of just like, on. But, Murder 1's a decent Lemmy tribute. Spit Out the Bones, obviously a great closer. I really like Dream No More, Now That We're Dead, title track. Halo on Fire. Yeah, this album's really good. I think we're going to put it in A tier. And so I think if we're going to fix up this list a bit more, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. This is good. I like this. I like this list. I feel good about this ranking. And yeah, that's my views on Metallica, my ranking of all their albums. If you liked that, leave a like. You don't have to subscribe, but if you want to, thank you. Please don't be too mad at me, as I know Metallica has a very diehard fan base. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.